Hello guys, so today's tutorial I'll be teaching you how to make this cargo pants trouser. Let's get right in. So for this particular pant, my hip length is 10 inches, my hip length is 10 inches, my crouch length is 12 inches, and then the thigh is 14 and a half inch. 14 and a half inch because it is an high waist trouser. My hip measurement is 40 inches. So 40 divided by 4, that is 10. 10 inches. So that's why I marked 10 inch all round. That's where we'll be taking all our measurements from. You'll first of all mark out your hip measurement because that's the biggest part of your body. So that's my hip, the crouch, and the thigh. So on my waist now, that's my waist. This is my hip, 10. This is my crouch, also 10 inches. So to get my crouch extension, I'm going to be using 10 divided by 4. 10 divided by 4 give me about 2.5. So but this trouser I use close to 3 inches to get that crouch extension there. So on my waist now, I went ahead to measure my waist. Then I marked it out and then joined it to the hip length. Remember that we are marking our main measurements. We are not adding any allowance to this first part. So now I went ahead to connect my hip to the crouch length, like the hip part there, to the crouch extension. So it's going to give us that curve. So right now, I'm just going to join the waist now to the hip. Yeah, I'm just going to take a straight line from the waist down to the hip. So right now I came down by 1.5 inch. Why am I coming down by 1.5 inch? It is for the band, because we will still have to cut out another band to add to the trouser. So I went ahead to cut the band out. I'm using a band of 2 inches, but I'll first cut 1.5. The remaining half there is for the seaming allowance to join to the band so that it won't reduce. So instead of cutting 2 inches out, my band is 2 inches. So instead of cutting 2 inches, I went out by 1.5, so I can have a half inch for the seam allowance. So right now I want us to add half inches now to the joining area at the crouch side. Half inch for the seam allowance. So we're just going to be, adding like half inch now. So for this particular trouser, I'm not really measuring anything for on the hip length. You can see that I didn't measure anything because our trouser is going to be starting from that crouch part, the whole baggy, or is it the how baggy it is or how big it's going to be. That's why I didn't measure my my thigh measurement on this particular trouser because it's not really needed. So now I went ahead to place it on the back part, and I'm just going to be adding 2 inches. As you can see in the video, I'm going to just add 2 inches at this side. Now for the crouch for the back, I went out again by 1 more inch. You know that the buttocks is, because of the buttocks at the back, we'll go out by 1.5 inch for the crouch, and more, then we'll just like slant it down to the remaining part of the measurement. So I went out for my crotch extension by 1 inch, and for my waist also I went up at by 1 inch again. You just see it, that's it, 1 inch. Then I connected it like that to the waist part there, as you can see in this video. So I went up by 1 inch, then I connected it straight down, and now I'm just going to be measuring the 2 inches that we want to add for the seam allowance. So I just marked out the 2 inches for the seam allowance. So we are going to be, all our seam allowance will be on the second part of the trouser. Remember, your main measurement is on the first part. No seam allowance. So I'm just cutting it. Remember our extension there, our extension for the crouch length. Yeah. So you can see that on this trouser there is no, I didn't use dart. It does not have a dart, so that's why I just measured it straight like that on the waist. That's why my waist is just the perfect measurement. I didn't add any allowance for the dart. So here I cut out the band for my trouser, which is 5 inches. Unfold it to be 2.5 inch. The half inch there is for the seam allowance. So I went to cut the pockets for the pants, and I used 11 by 11 inches. So now I folded it like that in the video, like I folded it, and I placed my pants on it. I placed my pant on it like the way you're seeing in the video. I placed my pant on it. You can make the measurement for your trouser more, maybe 12 by 12, but me, I used 11 by 11. So I went ahead to fix my pants perfectly on it, so that there won't be any so that I can measure it very well. So then now I shaped out my hip to waist measurement, like my hip to waist joining on the pocket. Now you can see I already cut it out. Please follow clearly so that you can get how I cut the pocket for this pants. So now that I've already fixed it and cut it out, now I did the same for the second part too. So now that I'm done, I open the two of them, right side facing, and I place it on top of each other, right side facing right side. As you can see, I opened them up and I placed it right side facing right side, and then I placed my pants on it at that side where we marked out the waist to hip. So I just placed it on one side of that place where we marked out the waist to hip. Placed it very well so that it can be equal. Now for this trouser, I went on the trouser bed, I went in by 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch. And then I came down by 6 inches. 6 inches there. Then I just made like a curve and like a, I don't know, it's not slant, but like a curve kind of to that area. So I went in by 1.5 and I marked 6 inches, then I joined them the way you see me joining it in the video. So right now I went ahead to now cut it with the pocket under it, so that we can have the perfect measurement like that. So I just went out to reshape it again. Just give it a little more reshaping. And that's it. Now I took one part of the pocket that I already cut, and then when you place it like that on the trouser, this is how it is going to be. Now you can see that the second part where we did not cut already made up for the hip, like the our hip to waist joining, our hip to waist line. Then now we're just going to join it to the trouser. Now I'm going to join it to the, make sure you hold that part there so that it will not, you can use a pin to hold it so that it will not be moving or like doing anyhow. So now I'm just going to join it like that. And do this and do it for the second one too. So I already went to iron paper stay on the band. So for the cargo pocket, I'll be using 9 by 7 inches. I cut out 9 by 7 inch on a plain fabric. Then for this other one, I cut out about 3 inches. Yes, 3 inches. So now join it. You can see it's 3 inches. So I placed the right side of my cargo pocket up, and then I'm going to fix this, should I call it a rope now, or this length. I'm going to fix it throughout, or I'm going to sew it rather throughout the length of that cargo pants, of the cargo pocket rather. Now you can see what I was saying. So I went to sew it round like that, so that when we fold it, it's going to give us that effect, that cargo effect. So when we fold it like that. So now, yeah, I already went there to join the pockets for the trouser. The pockets, you can see how it came out. I don't know if you guys can see it. Since here it came out. And I'm just going to place the back part. So you guys, story time. I made a mistake. Oh, I was cutting out the pocket on the back part of the pants. You can see that I went out back to like join it. It's meant to be on the front part. I made a mistake by cutting it out on the back part of my pants instead of the front part. So now I'm just going to join these sides. I'm going to first join this side out where we're going to place our cargo pocket on. This side first. I'm going to first join it first of all before joining the crouch part. So when we join this place, we can be able to fix our cargo pockets. Then when we are done, we'll now join the crouch side. So don't join the crouch side first so that it can be easy for you to fix your cargo pocket. So also I'll be joining my band also to the trouser. So yeah, I already joined my band and I already joined the side too. For this cargo pants, I went ahead to mark out where I want the cargo pocket to be. Then I just use a pin to hold it. You can see, I use a pin to hold it. Then now I'm going to mark so now here I'm just going to that, you know, that joining that we did, so that's where we are going to, that particular side is what we're going to use to join it to the trouser all round. Like I'm going to sew it down. So now I'm just marking out the parts, like how we are going to sew it, because we're not using this main, I don't know if you get, but we're not using this main pocket. Is the extra allowance that we added. So now I just went out to mark out where we are going to be sewing. I'm going to be using that like, yes, as you can see in the video, like the normal, the 9 by 7 inches gong 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 of the cargo pockets that we cut out. So I'm just going to mark it out there on the, as you can see. So now on those parts I mark out, that's where I will now join that extra, that extension. Yes, I'm going to go in, fold it in, and then sew it on top, round, round, round and round. And so when I'm done, I'm just going to sew the crouch part of my trouser and then fold the down part, and that's it, guys. After that, I'm just going to like make every other, sew every other part on the trouser. And so this is it here. When I was done, this is it here. I don't know if you can see how I joined it. Yes, so, and also I made a cover pocket for this trouser. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any question, let me know in the comments.